guys, I am here with a couple of the contributors to GayGamer.net who actually had a panel here at PAX. And why don't you tell us why you had a panel here at PAX?
Well, Chip, Pixel Poet here was a host and probably the best person to describe this.
Well, it all kind of came to fruition when we were kind of discussing what we could bring to PAX as a panel, and a lot of the writers and community members at GayGamer.net are also work in the industry, whether it be in media, which is the most obvious, but also like I'm a game developer myself. I'm a programmer. Chris is a producer at N-Space, and so looking at who we had and what talents we had available, we realized that putting together a panel in which we could kind of discuss how to make it into the game industry would be really good, and then also kind of have the twist on it in which everyone on the panel was also a lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender person, so we can kind of show also what it's like to be, you know, a little bit different and in the game industry, and how the game industry in it is kind of reaching out to those people or utilizing those people in development roles.
All right, now tell me, what exactly is the mission statement of GayGamer.net, and how did it come to be? How did it come about?
I can take this one. Our founder, Flynn DeMarco, also known as Fruit Brute, really wanted to set up a safe space for gay gamers. It's not necessarily a pastime that's necessarily known for either a great diversity or rather, you know, GLBT inclusive people. So creating a safe space for like people to get together to talk about games and to, you know, share their own gaming experiences and
not be scared of who they are.
And not be being unafraid of mentioning, you know, that the fact that they're going to go out to see a movie with their boyfriend or something after a round of Halo or something. So just making sure that it's a positive experience for everybody.
All right, and tell me, how long has the site been around?
3 years. It's been around for 3 years now.
3 years, and what are the big plans for the future of GayGamer.net?
To continue what we've been doing so far, really spreading the message and getting people opening the door to gaming to more than just what, you know, people currently see it as.
And also, you know, to continue to do things like we're doing here at PAX, have panels kind of about it. Also, GDC each year, there's plenty of panels that we put on to, not just us, but also people like Jeb Havens and others that put on to kind of like, you know, help people know that there are LGBT people that are in the industry, and that, you know, catering to those people is a good demographic to cater to, and that there's games and stuff to develop for those kind of people too.
All right, and tell me, was there ever any hesitation about allowing you guys to do this panel considering the topics?
Actually, it was kind of funny when we were throwing around the idea of the panel. Like, we came up with a basic idea of having, you know, a panel of how to get into the industry and everything like that. And then we were trying to think of a name for the panel. And actually, when I came up with the name, which is Getting in the Back Door, or How'd You Get in the Back Door, I laughed for about 2 minutes and finally was able to tell Chris what I was actually thinking of for the name, and he laughed too. And we knew that at PAX, this is like the only place where you could do a panel with that name, and it would actually...
Rogues do it from behind?
And it would actually bring people into the panel. Like, at the panel, I asked how many people are here just because of the name, and a large number of hands went up. So, like, I don't think there was ever any hesitation on their part to have the panel. I was actually really excited when they accepted it and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and a lot of the people here are Penny Arcade fans. I mean, you know, it is the Penny Arcade Expo, but a lot of people come just because it's a gaming expo and the public is allowed. But, you know, Penny Arcade is pretty well known for having a lot of homosexual humor in it. You know, it is a very gay-friendly comic, and, you know, it pokes fun at gays but not makes fun. And so, you know, that name right there, I could just see Penny Arcade fans hearing that and going, that is hilarious, I gotta see what it's all about. So now, another question I want to ask is, tell me, has there ever been any issues with the site? Have you ever had any haters or anything like that, any attacks on the site that you guys have had to deal with?
Was it about a year or so ago?
About a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half ago, we had some, DOS, denial of service attacks from...
Yeah, basically someone just decided that they didn't like the site and that it even existed, and so we had some denial of service attacks, and it went down for, I think, 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, and it was, you know, reported on places like Kotaku and our blogs across, you know, the game blogosphere as like the first internet hate crime. But it's not something that we necessarily really, you know, it's not really something to be excited about. But it's something that we had to, I think we dealt with in a, you know, mature fashion.
I have to interrupt this, and I have to tell the chat room what is going on right now. If you notice in the chat room, I have an earpiece in my ear, and And Tim, our technical guy, and Shane have been cracking jokes the entire interview, and I've been trying to keep a straight face, and they're saying things like, oh, you know, they ask me questions, and they need me to confirm these questions, and so I'll make a motion or a movement to let them know that I'm confirming, and they're telling me things like, clench your butt cheeks for yes, 1 for yes, 2 for no, and I'm sitting here asking a serious question, you know, about, you know, if they've gotten any hatred on the site, and they're cracking these jokes, and I'm sitting there, so have you ever had any hatred for being gay? And then I'm going, so
it's all in good fun,
yeah,
Alfonso. It's all in good fun, you know.
So I just had to let the people know I'm not laughing at them, and this is just the kind of hilarious stuff that happens every day with you, Frag. So, you know, and I appreciate you letting us interview you. It was a great interview. It's good to know. GayGamer.net, check it out. And can we get a zoom in on this shirt right here? That is a hilarious shirt. Why don't you pull that aside?
It's actually a threadless t-shirt. It's been out for about a year and a half.
Yeah, that is a